loved singing. I loved belting on stage. I used to put on shows for everyone. I'd dress up and I'd dance and I'd sing for them. I went into full-on lung failure. I was in a coma for around 3.5 weeks. And after that, I had to be on oxygen. And so that's when it changed.
On 9/11, I was a first responder. I got there soon after the first 2 towers came down. They say I've lost about 1/3 of my lung function. I haven't sung since 2001.
My name is Gareth Malone, and I've made it my life's work to get unlikely people singing. That's what we're doing here.
And what's your particular breathing difficulty?
I have cystic fibrosis.
I ended up with COPD.
One side of my lung is collapsed.
I actually had a vocal hemorrhage.
I have asthma and I have an autoimmune condition.
Breathing for singing just needs a little bit of thought and a little bit of warming up. A little, like a motorbike. You okay, Claire?
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
How I wonder what you are.
Okay, you're just speaking. That is talking. Yeah, now what you're doing is actually making life harder for yourself, because you're going da 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 da, wasting loads of breath.
Oh.
Every game you play, every night you say.
This is the bit where you're going to be going at the end of it.
Every move you
Yeah, that's so much nicer.
And just at the very end, just I take a little breath before the you.
I think people are going to forgive you.
This morning, I was singing in the shower. Not stuff from this performance, but just singing. It just came to me, you know?
It's in June! Yes! You probably want to know where we are performing this. It's known as the birthplace of dreams. It's the Apollo Theatre.
Every breath you take, every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you. Every single day, every word you say, every game you play, every night you stay, I'll be watching you. Oh, can't you see? You belong to me. How my poor heart every breath you take, every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, every single day, every word you say, every game you play, every night you stay, I'll be watching you. When your body is so on the edge of dying or on the edge of pain, it's terrifying, but it comes down to a moment where you have to really think, is this life going to be one you're going to be proud of or not?
Es spricht der Führer.
The root of all evil in World War II. Banned in Germany for 70 years. Hitler's Mein Kampf. In 2016, the Nazi book can be published once again. In such a precarious time, new hate preachers are cherished and right-wing extremism grows every day. We are fighting back. with the book Mein Kampf Against Racism. 11 struggles, 11 stories.
Vor dem Kino standen eine Handvoll Neonazis, die hatten Pflastersteine auf den Armen. Denen habe ich mich entgegengestellt.
Erst mit der großen Freude, dass es mit der Bundesverdienstkreuz ausgezeichnet und danach plötzlich auf offene Straße eingegriffen wird.
Wir müssen damit aufhören zu glauben, dass etwas eine Bedrohung ist, nur weil es anders ist.
Es ist ein Kampf gegen fremdenfeindliche, faschistische, rechtsradikale Tendenzen in der Breite der Gesellschaft.
Ich beseitige Hass, schaffe dies, weil ich den Hass vernichten möchte.
Unser Grundgesetz sagt aus, dass wir diesen Menschen helfen müssen. Das ist mein Kampf gegen rechts.
We launched the first edition of 11,000 books with different covers available in every bookstore in Germany. Every buyer joins the struggle against racism too. €1 from every book we created is donated to the publisher Gesicht zeigen, an association encouraging people to stand against racism.
Ein Buch wichtiger denn je.
We made Mein Kampf Against Racism the relevant topic across society. Our campaign went beyond the book. We organized lectures and started a dialogue on social media. In a Europe moving towards right-wing populism, we pleasantly hit the nerve of time. Mein Kampf Against Racism became unser Kampf against racism.
This is Reshma Qureshi. She loved spending hours in front of the mirror. And then there came a day when she couldn't spend a second in front of it. In a fit of rage, her brother-in-law had attacked her with concentrated acid. Reshma is just one of the thousands of victims of such attacks. And the most effective way to put an end to acid attacks is to end over-the-counter sale of acid. We made Reshma the spokesperson for the NGO Make Love Not Scars, and this is what she spoke about.
Hi girls, मैं हूँ रेशमा. आज मैं आपको बताने वाली हूँ how to get perfect red lips. सिर्फ lips पर, edges पर नहीं. Finally, सबसे important tip. Red lipstick आपको आसानी से कहीं भी मिल जाएगी, एसिड की तरह, जिसकी वजह से हर रोज एक लड़की एसिड अटैक की विक्टिम बनती है.
A series of beauty vlogs that crowdsourced signatures on a petition addressed to the Prime Minister of India. Outdoor, topical advertising,
Merry Christmas,
and social media amplified the message. Global conversation was triggered.
Reshma began creating online makeup beauty tip videos. I'm anxious about meeting Reshma Qureshi.
Politicians, influencers, and celebrities joined. Many other platforms spread the word. Priceless PR was generated at zero cost. What needed 25,000 signatures now has over 309,000 signatures. August 31st, 2015, End Acid Sale campaign begins. December 8th, 2015, the Supreme Court of India directs Indian states to enforce the ban.
Since 1909, the Nobel Prize has been awarded in the Grand City Hall of Stockholm. Every year on the 10th of December, millions of people watch the live broadcast of the Nobel Prize award dinner. It's the Super Bowl of dinners.
Det gnistrar och det glimmar och det är fantastiskt mycket juveler.
And unless you're the king or the queen, or have an IQ over 200, you're unlikely to ever get an invitation. But the most famous thing about the evening is the menu. It has a reputation of being one of the most extravagant dinners in the world.
Det är typ det största man kan göra. En av de största middagarna i världen.
and it's served according to a strictly set minute-by-minute schedule. Last year, just a heartbeat away, on the very same night, in the very same second, the doors to another banquet opened. Le Bon. Not for royalty, for the people. Le Bon mirrored every little detail of the noble banquet. The event was even broadcasted live on the parallel TV channel.
Nu står vi här live på Le Bon-banketten.
For the first time ever, ordinary Swedes were able to get a full noble banquet experience. And for the first time ever, one of the world's finest menus was made with ingredients from Lidl, the discount store. Just like the name suggests, Le Bon means the good, and therefore all the profit was donated to the Childhood Cancer Foundation.
Tacka Lidl för sitt stora bidrag. Tack!
So, did Lidl steal the show? They would like to think they just made it bigger. And once and for all proved that their low-price food lives up to the very highest of standards.
The more someone makes you think about your body, the harder it becomes to ignore. Your tongue, for example. Usually you hardly notice it's there, but when I mention it, you can feel your tongue bumping against your lower front teeth, the tips just resting on them. You notice your tongue feels just a little too long for your mouth, and you notice it never really lies still. You move it about constantly without thinking about it, backwards and forwards, and from side to side. Suddenly it feels strangely wet and heavy in your mouth, doesn't it? A few seconds ago, you hardly noticed your tongue. But just one message made sure that you can't stop thinking about it. Now imagine the hundreds of messages girls are exposed to every day, subtly changing the way they think about their bodies. See how you can help at selfesteem.dove.co.uk. Dove, be your beautiful self.
Yes.
Well...
Go ahead.
I emptied 450 mils of insecticide on a spider the size of a 10-cent coin.
You are still a man, Tyrone.
I typed lol.
Oh?
Lol.
You are a man.
I perm my hair.
Man.
I've never won an arcade game challenge.
Still a man.
I lie awake at night thinking I should have said, "No, Sean, you're the poopy face."
You're a man.
Why does everyone like duct tape?
You're a man.
I wore a cashmere and a mohair at the same time. It was cold.
You are a man.
I don't know what the claw thing on the back of the hammer is for.
You are really?
Meow.
That's okay. You are still a man, my friend. The fully loaded man meal from KFC for every kind of man.
Pinky promise?
Yes, I pinky promise.
Women's boobs, particularly their nipples, are censored in certain social networks even when showing how to perform breast self-examinations to detect early breast cancer. But we found boobs that aren't censored. Henry's. Hello, let's begin. Standing in front of a mirror, place your hands on your hips. Check your breasts for any changes in skin or nipples, including swelling, redness or lumps. Then, hands on your head, check for shape distortion. Now, time to get active. Using your 3 middle fingers, press in a spiral from your armpit downward, going under the breast and covering its entire surface up to the nipple. Don't forget the armpit and upper pecs. If you feel any lump or irregularity, contact your gynecologist. There are 3 steps to detect breast cancer: breast self-examination, visiting your gynecologist regularly, getting a mammogram. That goes for you too, Henry. Men can also contract breast cancer. Thank goodness that doesn't go for censorship. Share this video or make your own. All you need is a pair of man boobs.
This is Emma from the past. Just want you to remember this moment. See this? This is happiness.
Emma 失踪了。
把手机给我。
Lifeline wasn't just entertainment, it was a product demo in disguise. And it proved that powerful storytelling can get people interested in and talking about the technology that powers their phones. Launched in China on iQIYI and in the US on Hulu, Facebook, and YouTube, and benefiting from the enormous social reach of the film's star talent, Lifeline content generated more than 100 million views. But perhaps more remarkably, more than a third of those who watched the film went on to watch the accompanying documentary, Inside Lifeline, which featured Armando Bo, the project's Academy Award-winning filmmaker, and numerous Qualcomm product experts, highlighting Qualcomm Snapdragon's industry-leading product features and how they were used to drive the storyline. All this resulted in a double-digit increase in Snapdragon brand consideration. In the end, we proved that people are more than willing to see a mobile technology demo. After all, your phone might just save your life.
And during my visit to Stockholm, and to Americans who cannot visit themselves, don't worry. I understand that Sweden has a phone number where you can call a Swede and learn about all things Swedish.
You will soon be connected to a random Swede somewhere in Sweden.
God morgon, this is Sweden.
One thing I wanted to ask you was about the darkness.
Well, it involves heavy drinking.
Yeah, Jon Snow is dead. Yeah.
How's King Carl and Queen Sylvia doing?
They're doing fine, I think.
Sweden is celebrating 250 years of free speech with a unique twist.
记好了，现在拿手机啊，就是46。
Sweden has just become the first country in the world to have its own phone number.
Hello?
Have you ever been to Sweden?
No.
Hi. Hello.
What's the weirdest question you've been asked so far?
If we have polar bears. Stuff.
Is there an IKEA on every corner?
No, although we have quite a lot of IKEA in Sweden.
Is this representative of Sweden?
I am not. I hate Sweden.
Let's just connect on Facebook.
What do you hope it achieves?
Let people know Sweden is a good place to stay.
Stefan Löfven.
Hello, this is Sweden. I'm the Swedish Prime Minister, Stefan Löfven.
Wait, how do I know you're really the Swedish Prime Minister?
Well, I believe you have to trust me.
It's very windy. I have a parachute.
A what?
What do you call it?
An umbrella.